Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this time I will talk about the Windrage legendary RE, and yeah, let's go over talents, REs, and abilities you want, and finally I'll leave you with the quick damage test on 6 targets, of course without any world buffs, so you can get an idea what it's capable of. Hope you enjoy, and let's start. Alright guys, let's talk about REs, what I'm using and why. So first of all, it's the legendary RE Windrager, which reads your Stormstrike is transformed into Windstrike, costing 40 NG and dealing physical damage based on your attack power. Windstrike criticals reset your cooldown of Whirlwind. This is basically the only part that matters here. Next, your Whirlwind gives you a stack of Rising Winds for each target hit, increasing your damage of Windstrike by 2% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 15 times. This is really negligible, I think. Reaching full stacks of Rising Winds creates a rampant tornado, dealing nature damage to nearby enemies every second, increasing your attack speed by 20% and your Windstrike damage by 30% for 4 seconds. The Windstrike damage is absolutely useless, it does basically no damage. The goal here is to crit with the Windstrike to get the reset on Whirlwind. So for other REs, I'm using focused Whirlwind. This seems to be really strong, and critical Whirlwind doesn't seem to work, at least for me. 1 times for the critical Whirlwind this seems to work, but 3 times doesn't work for some reason. For the singleton, I'm using the dual wield specialization. The first epic RE is Titanic Final. This is basically for fishing for the enrage. I'm using Slice and Dice, as well as Berserker Rage and Blood Rage to cycle through all possible ways to proc enrage. And also for the 5% additional physical damage while enrage is up. Then 3 times the hasty Whirlwind. This is just in case Windstrike doesn't crit. Then improved Whirlwind. Sadly this is a little bit nerfed. It doesn't give the cooldown reduction anymore, but it's whatever. Then Flurry of Steel to also hit with my offhand weapon while I'm bladestorming. Unending Fury to further increase the damage of Whirlwind. And Blades of Blood to increase the maximum targets hit by Whirlwind, since Bladestorm is not actually Bladestorm, it's many Whirlwinds. And yeah. Alright guys, let's talk about abilities and the abilities I start with. So I started with Charge, Sinister Strike and Slice and Dice. As soon as possible try to unlearn Sinister Strike so you don't get unnecessary combo point spenders. And the 4th and final build here I've started with is Blood Rage. Then you would cut Death Wish and Blade Flurry and Aspect of the Beast, Berserker Stance, since we don't go for high armor penetration. The goal here is to crit as much as possible with the Windstrike, so Berserker Stance is, in my opinion, the way to go. Rampage is a nice addition, but obviously unnecessary if anyone else in your party got it. Other abilities you want is Berserker Rage, to have another way to activate Enrage. Shockwave is a nice AoE stun, but just a lucky card. Other options would be Dragon's Breath, or a little weaker ability would be Capacitator Totem to get AoE stuns. Thunderclap, you wanna pick this at any time down the road, since it's your filler in case Windstrike doesn't proc. Then Rend, to apply Rend on the first charge for the Epic RE. So you charge in Whirlwind and apply Rend to your targets. It's a little minor thing, but it's a damage increase. What else do you want? Of course, Blade Flurry, Smoke Bomb, still one of the best cooldowns in the game in my opinion. And like I said, Aspect of the Beast, Battle Rats is nice as well. Some kind of utility, mobility, either Demonic Leap or Blink, or maybe Heroic Leap, and Rockbiter, Stormstrike. I will leave you all the necessary information in the video description down below. The link I'm going for, since I'm still missing Solar Beam and some kind of interrupt, either pummel or kick. So that's it for the abilities. Let's move on to the talents. Alright, let's go over the talents. So, first of all, you want the two-handed weapon specialization for physical damage and crit chance. Then the rogue combat tree, dual wield specialization for more offhand weapon damage, which is really important for the Whirlwind and Bladestorm, together with Flurry of Blades. Then weapon expertise. I'm not fully expertise capped, but I think it doesn't really matter since I'm at 25. Then 1 point in vitality. You can maybe swap this into other talents, but I ran into some energy problems when using Windstrike together with Slice and Dice. Yeah, maybe you can swap this out. We'll see. Then Deadliness, to increase the attack power by further 6%. Honor Among Thieves. This is the talent you want not only for the 3% crit, you want this for the capstone to be able to generate combo points in order to use Slice and Dice. Then in Charmantry, Enhanced Weapon Mastery for 3% physical damage and crit chance on your Windstrike. Depending on your gear, you can swap a few points into other talents. Try to get around 60 to 70, maybe 80% crit on Windstrike. This would be ideal to get enough Whirlwind resets. But yeah, with better gear and higher crit chance, you can swap a few points in other talents. I will tell you later which talent it would be. Then Deep Wounds. I'm using the tier 5 from the Warrior to increase the damage of Deep Wounds. So we're going for 3 points in Deep Wounds. Impale to increase the crit damage. Two-handed weapon specialization for expertise and the physical damage. And the capstone is also quite important. Ideally you want Fate, actually, since threat is really an issue in some peaks. Then Polearm specialization. This is key in my opinion, since it's damage and crit chance. You could go for maybe mace spec, but I'm not going for armor penetration, so I think Power X Specialization is still best in slot here. Then of course Blade Storm, but you can't pick it. Cruelty, still depending on your crit chance. Then Enrage, of course, one of the key talents in this build. Dual wheel specialization to further increase the damage of your offhand weapon. Improved Whirlwind for the cooldown reduction and damage. Unending Fury for the Whirlwind damage. If you can. Rampage if you get it. Of course, don't forget Titan Grip to hard card it. And that's basically it. If you wanna swap some talents out for Wrecking Crew to increase the Blade Storm damage by 15%, this is in my opinion the talent you wanna go for. And if anyone else in your party has it, you would go for Build Frenzy, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to get this, but still lacking a little bit on crit, and so I can't pick it up right now. And yeah, that's all for the talents. Alright, so let's talk about Weakaura really quick. I'm using the group interrupt tracker, so I know when there's an interrupt on cooldown in my party, as well as for damage tests the no more world buffs Weakaura. So you click this and Naganon is gone. There's weird bugs sometimes where you get Naganon world buff in capital cities, and this really messing up your damage tests, since it's not really comparable with the buffs you would have in raids. Naganon is much stronger. So for the Weakauras I'm using on this build as a track for Enrage. Then Slice and Dice. This one is glowing when Slice and Dice is not up. Then a little tracker how long Slice and Dice is up, as well as for the Bloodrage, a little glowing thingy as soon as Blade Storm is ready, as well as for Bloodrage and Blade Flurry. And a little tracker how long Blade Flurry and Death Wish is up. That's basically it. Nothing really complicated here. And yeah, so we'll leave you with the damage test. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. See ya.
Spit fire like yoga. Spit fire like yoga. Look at this work. Look at this yoga. And you will spread. You teach us like yoga. Stretch. Look at this work. I had you screaming at yoga. I had you screaming at yoga. yoga. Spit fire like yoga. Spit fire like yoga. Come get this work. Come get this yoga. Yeah, you a freak. You taste just like yoga. Church, come get this work. I had you screaming out yoga.